Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. Today I'm working with Mike Webster from Hanson Yachts in the Ortega River in Jacksonville, Florida. I was down filming several of these powerboats that he has for sale when he asked if I wanted to film his latest listing, which is a 1992 Catalina 42 sailing yacht. I've not actually featured many sailing yachts on the channel, but I started out my boating career with sailing boats, so I wanted to jump at the opportunity, take a look, and share the video with everyone. So this yacht's been designed, built and equipped for some serious offshore cruising. You're looking at that large solar panel on the aft frame. Easy boarding access from the water because that ladder folds down. We do have a davit system if you wanted to carry the tender up there. Outdoor grill on the starboard quarter. You've then got the man overboard life sling. And you'll see this extensive canopy cover that we have with a spray hood that reaches over the entire aft cockpit. And as you make your way forward, you'll notice all the woodwork that's on the deck is also undercover, that way it protects it from the Florida sun. Structurally and mechanically this one seems sound, but cosmetically you could do a couple of weekends at elbow grease, a good wash, polish and varnish and should be good to go. I love this setup that's at the aft cockpit. You've got full electronics right at the wheel. You're looking at your speed, log, depth, your wind speed, wind direction, your autopilot, your multifunction display. Down below we've then also got your compass, as well as obviously your engine controls. But one of the key features of this yacht that I really like for blue water cruising is that all the ropes lead back to the aft cockpit. So when the boat's underway there's no need for you to go up to the mast, making it far safer for everybody on board. Because this has been designed for extensive cruising, I was also impressed with the storage options that it has inside and out, including right here in the port quarter. Plenty of room in here for your ropes and fenders. Get a closer look on the setup that we've got over the stern. Also notice we've got rod holders out here, drinks holders, and plenty of access to grab those winges and grab those ropes. That way you can adjust the sails whenever you need to. I like the use of the woodwork that's on this one. It helps give that accent rather than being heavily maintenance intensive. And then also when it comes to the clutches, I like the fact that they're all clearly labelled, so that's where you know what line you're pulling on. Good rope management system in here, keeps everything neat and tidy. These are self-tailing winches, which is ideal if you're going to be single-handed or short-handed cruising. And then although there's no need to go up to the mast whenever you're sailing and underway, if I make my way up to the bow, I like how accessible the deck is. There's quite a wide passageway here, especially for a sailing yacht. And this yacht measures in just under 42 feet in length, with a beam of just under 14 feet and a draft of just under 5 feet. You see that extensive canopy cover? This can be removed in sections. You got more solar panels on the deck. And I like that the main sheet is in front of the actual aft cockpit. Just always makes it more safe and secure for everybody on board. I've been on yachts before where that was basically across the aft transom. And then whenever the rope would slide across, you better know what's going on. Otherwise you're going to need 2 paracetamols and Excedrin. And as I pan up to look at the mast, I do want to point out that the complete standing rigging and the stack pack was all renewed in 2021. And although I'm always going to recommend that you get professional survey carried out, at face value everything seems to be very well maintained. And I don't foresee any major expenditure involved in getting this one ready to go. On the deck we've got a rigid inflatable boat for the tender. And then you'll notice this one is equipped with roller reefing for the Genoa. And for a sailing yacht, this one's got quite a large anchor locker on the bow, and the Maxwell anchor windlass was renewed in 2020. There's a combination here of rope and chain. And you can also see there's plenty of room here to store your bow lines as well. The Catalina 42 is an American built yacht, and if my records are accurate it says that it was first built in 1989 until 1995, with only 477 yachts in the world produced. This is a masthead sloop with a fin keel and a spade rudder. And between the Catalina 42 and the Catalina 42 Mark II, there's thought to be more than 1,000 of these yachts in production, making this one of the most popular sailboats in its size range for that time. And when we step down below and look at the lower accommodation, it's easy to see why. First impressions that hit me was how much room you have in here for it being a sailing yacht, as well as how much headroom you have, because I'm not used to that. But I can easily stand up and walk around in here, and I'm 6'2". So that cockpit table does drop down and you can make this an extra double berth. For a yacht, this one's got great visibility and natural light from all the different opening hatches, portholes, and the side windows as well. You got the navigation station, and this is basically right at the bottom of the step, so there's easy communication back up to the cockpit. Plenty of storage options for your charts, almanacs, and navigation equipment. Most of this information is repeated back up to the electronics at the helm. I like the use of the little shelves for extra storage, and also they are protected so that if the yacht's at an angle, nothing's going to slide out. But there is more storage both underneath the seats in the saloon as well as behind the seats in the saloon. And on the starboard side is where you're going to find the galley, but this is also where you're going to find what could either be the guest heads or the day heads. This yacht's got 3 cabins, with the master's cabin being en suite. And by having the heads compartment here, it's easily accessible for everybody, but it's also got the most headroom, so you can enjoy the use of that shower. And moving forward, we've got the galley. I was impressed with how much countertop space that you have. You've also got good storage set up for all your plates, cups, bowls, things like that. And notice it's got the wooden lip around the outside of the countertops, and again that way if the boat's at an angle, nothing's going to fall right off and onto the floor. To begin with, we've got deep refrigeration storage. We've then got the 3 burner stovetop, and this does have the gas grill and oven down below. This is a Princess cooker, and there's a good weight to that door, so again the door's not going to pop open by itself. There's actually storage below the cooker as well. And then you'll see we've got more storage compartments along the back wall. We've got a deep stainless steel sink, and I like the fact it's a single sink and not a small double. Just seems more practical in my opinion. And for the drawers and lockers down below, they do have a locking mechanism, again just making sure nothing opens while the boat's underway. This yacht is all about offshore cruising, and I like the fact that on the back of the seat at the saloon is a solid handhold. And moving forward, this one's got a setup which I'm not familiar with on sailing yachts. This has got the master cabin, and then in front of that is where you're going to find the ensuite heads compartment. I've not been on many yachts where the heads compartment's on the bow itself. The advantage of this setup is you do have a larger cabin than normal on the bow. I believe this is a queen size bed, but you can see we've also got a large flat screen TV mounted on the bulkhead. There's plenty of ventilation, natural light. This is also roughly midship, so you're not going to feel the same pitch that you would normally have if you were right on the bow. Plenty of storage options to starboard. This is intended for extended cruising or liveaboard cruising. And notice they all have that louver effect. There's no smell of dampness on board. And cosmetically, some of the woodwork looks like it could do a little sand down and stain, but I love the fact that everything's solid here. You could easily carry that work out yourself over a weekend. And if we were on any boat, but especially sailing yacht, storage is a premium. This one has got a massive amount of storage underneath the bed. And I like the fact that it's in the drawers, and that way you don't have to worry about lifting the mattress or whatever to access it. And as I mentioned, on the bow is where you're going to find the owner's ensuite accommodation. So in here you've got the toilet, and then at the very front of the bow, this is where you're going to find the shower compartment, but behind that mirror is also going to lead to the anchor locker. You've then got a large hatch overhead, giving you plenty of fresh air, but also an easy way to drop holdalls and bedding and things like that, rather than bringing it through the aft cockpit if you wanted to. And then for the remaining 2 guest cabins, these are both the port and starboard aft cabins. And as I make my way through, again you can just see how much natural light you have, but as well as how much space you have for moving around. Both the cabins have a very similar setup. I like the fact that you do have storage in here, you've got opening hatches, but this one's actually got access to the engine compartment as well for maintenance. And I'll show you that engine in just a few moments. And then also if I head round to the port cabin, you'll see that this one's primarily been used just now for storage. But also note how thick the cushions are. These are very comfortable beds and very comfortable seats to be on. And even in here you've got good headroom as well. It's easy enough to move around the cabins. And then between the 2 cabins, underneath the steps fall forward, and that way you get easy access to the Yanmar 4JH2E. This is a 50 horsepower diesel engine, Being a sailing yacht, you're not going to be using this engine for much. This is just to get you in and out the marina, but I do like the fact that it's 50 horsepower, so if ever you do want to use it, you've got plenty of power there for pushing through the tide and currents. And being a Yanmar, you know that they're easy to service and maintain, they're very reliable and very economical to run. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments, especially since I've not featured many yachts on the channel. If you'd like to see more of the yachts provided on here, that'd be great feedback. I'd like to thank Mike once again for the opportunity to come on board and share this one with you, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.